Alright, people, what up, man? This your boy Vagabond here to give you my thoughts on Arrow Season 2, Episode 5, titled League of Assassins. Now, I thought this was a pretty good episode. I didn't think it was great, but it was a pretty good episode. You know, the action I thought was pretty good, and the emotional side of things that happened in this episode I thought were touching. It was pretty good overall. It was a good episode. Now, there was some of the things I like to talk about what happened in this episode. I thought the League of Assassins and one of the main, I guess you can say, one of the guys that came into Starling City to try to, convince or try to get back the Canary or Sarah, try to get her to come back to the League of Assassins. And, the guy that they were going after, they were fighting was named Awal, or something like that, something to that effect. But he was a Muslim or Arab type guy who had connections to the Ra's al Ghul, and I guess not Ra's al Ghul himself, but Ra's al Ghul's daughter sent him to Starling City to bring Sarah back to wherever they came from. Now, because he actually mentioned in the episode, he said Ra's al Ghul's daughter wants you to come back with the League of Assassins, and we already know who Ra's al Ghul's daughter is. I mean, it's Talia al Ghul, who a lot of people should know because she has connections to Batman. Matter of fact, she actually gave birth to Batman's son Damian and whatnot. But that's pretty interesting. I could definitely see the producers or the writers of this show possibly go down that route. Like, instead of introducing Ra's al Ghul himself in this series, they introduced the daughter, Talia, and probably make her like the figurehead of the League of Assassins, or possibly making her, an antagonist in the future. Not in this season, but maybe in future seasons. I don't know. But the fight sequences with Arrow and Canary, those two, they were going up against Al Alak and his little two assassins or whatever. I thought that was pretty good. That was good action right there, good stunts or whatever. And then we had like the second fight sequence that went down in the Canary Tower, where Canary and her father were at. Now, there was a big revelation I thought in this. It was a bigger revelation to the Lance family. Whatchamacallit, Officer Lance. He actually saw his daughter, like, in the flesh, man. She finally came out. She's trying to conceal her identity. She doesn't want her family to know that she's still alive. And the League of Assassins, they're looking for her family. So, like, if she don't want to come, then, they're going to put her family in danger, like, and go after her family. And they went after the father, and before they can do that, she actually confronts her father around his little area, his home area. He couldn't fucking believe it. And, he's kind of stoked or whatever, and then eventually he actually comes to find out. He puzzles everything together, which is fucking amazing. Like, he puzzled all this shit together, and like Arrow, it took him a while and shit, but he puzzled everything together about how she was the one that was doing the masked lady, doing all the vigilante stuff in the glades and whatnot, and she was the masked lady, and he came to the conclusion that she was a canary or whatnot, and he was kind of shocked and surprised. But back to the Watchtower, or the Canary Tower, if you want to call it. There have him and her father and her are fighting the League of Assassins. That was a good action scene. The stunts were good and whatnot. And Arrow, he comes out of nowhere and he starts whooping ass too. And then eventually they beat him together. And Sarah Lance, she actually kills Al-Awal, and she snaps his fucking neck. And I was like, damn, man. Like, I actually did like dude, man. I thought the dude was pretty slick, man. He was a pretty slick talker. I did like him. I did like his fighting style. His fighting style definitely reminded me of Merlin's a lot. I mean, I guess it's because of the suit and everything they had on. But this was a good episode. It was a pretty good episode. You know, the flashbacks, the island flashbacks, again, they're very short flashbacks, man. I just feel like the flashbacks in season 1 were much longer, and you got a lot of information, a lot of things. But in this season, in 5 episodes, we really don't see that much. That much was happening on the flashbacks, man. Like this, and in this episode, you know, we do get flashbacks of the beginning where Oliver and Sarah were on the boat. You know, they were doing their little partying or whatever, drinking and whatnot. And then it's actually interesting because in the beginning of the first season, they show that same scene, but there was a different girl. So they kind of retconned it. They hired a different actor and everything. I guess because, you know, they were like, damn, we should have hired a different girl or whatever. But yeah, that was a different girl, and this is these 2 different girls now. So, you know, Sarah, the actor that's playing Sarah right now, she wasn't even in the first season. But yeah, they showed that flashback, and they showed how she fell out of the ship, and she was like floating across the damn ocean or whatever. And Mazo, the ship called Mazo, they found her, and then she actually ends up, you know, they take her on the ship or whatever, and Dr. Anthony Ivo, he ends up actually talking to her or whatever, and you know, Cozy hears her, you know, gets her comfortable on the ship or whatever, because there's people that he got like jailed in that ship, and he's like sort of using them, I don't know, as projects, and he's talking about turning these people into, like, you know, the next superhumans or advanced humans. He's doing something to these, like, people that he got caged up, which I believe might be connected to Sebastian Blood, because if you remember in the last episode, at the end of the episode, you saw Sebastian Blood. We saw Blood. He was injecting like that green stuff into the mayor, the little black guy, and it was like some type of green shit. So it just makes me wonder, like, what the hell is they doing? And also, it makes me wonder if Anthony Ivo if he's involved with the Star Labs, because we did get introduced to Star Labs, or there was like an Easter egg of Star Labs in the first season. And you know, Anthony Ivo, he's also known for being the creator of Amazo, who is the android that has all the superpowers and shit of every superhero that he done sucked up or took him. I mean, if you watch the cartoons, the Justice League or whatever, you'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, man, that was pretty much it, man. I thought it was a pretty good episode. I give it a 7 out of 10. Let me know what you think. Give me your thoughts. Leave a comment and rate, subscribe, and I'll holla.